It's the summertime movie time.
Yes. Let's
Summertime movie
go.
time. So I'm really excited. I'm Victoria from Killer Shot Films. Kevin, introduce yourself.
I am Kevin Marable from theblackscript.com.
And we love movies and TV. Last time we were together, we talked about Sinners, which, hello, did you see the box office?
Yeah,
Hello.
it's still killing it.
It's still
Still killing
kicking.
it.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about what you've seen. We're halfway through the year. It's July when we're
Yeah.
recording this, July 2025. And some great stuff has come out, some stuff that was expected to do really great, but didn't, some stuff that I didn't expect to love, but found out that these movies were astounding. I went to see two films that I couldn't believe how good they were. And I wanted to hear what you've been seeing because we're always texting each other. Oh my God, did you see this? Did you see this? So what I had an idea to come on this podcast today and really just talk about I envision somebody looking for things to either go see or if they're going on vacation. All my friends are bouncing, they're going places. I thought load up
Mhm.
your iPad because I do that when I fly. I load up your iPad, what's out
Yeah.
there that maybe is the streaming, or what if you want to like escape a hot Sunday day, like today's Sunday, and I went to the movies in the middle of the afternoon. It was fantastic. So the first thing I want to talk about is F1.
F1.
Did you
Let's
see it
go.
yet?
I have not seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. Obviously Brad Pitt, Damson Idris,
Yes,
really
yes.
good film. It looks
And
it looks amazing.
let me I was not first of all, I was not expecting to go to see this movie.
Mm.
And I had heard some things about two movies that I was planning on going to see this weekend. And I don't want to bash a movie because I think anybody who can get a movie into the movie theaters deserves the praise. So I'm not going to tear them down. But I actually canceled my AMC ticket and I was like, I'll wait for the streaming. I'll wait for the, because, just to go to the theater and, all that stuff. But then started to see the buzz around F1. And I was like,
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
maybe this is an IMAX, right? Maybe this is an IMAX.
Right.
And then so I bought the ticket and I went this afternoon. You're catching me like what's that? I just literally got home like an hour ago. Okay.
From watching
I'm
F1.
watching F1, and if
Okay. Okay.
if I tell you that people were cheering,
Mm.
I was with a girlfriend of mine. We were like, I don't know from a race car. I don't know Grand Prix, NASCAR, Formula. I don't know anything about anything.
Hmm.
Sometimes I just would lean over and go, "Do they have to go around again?" I didn't know what was going on, but the storytelling of second chances and adrenaline and the love of doing something that you're very, very good at, passing the baton,
Hmm.
fatherhood, family, teamwork,
Yeah.
competition. And not only that, Brad is looking good. Okay.
Brad is
Brad is
looking
looking
good.
good. Damson is looking good. Everybody in this movie is looking good. Let me just put it like that. Everybody's, and I mean, and I don't just mean, these are handsome people in a handsome movie. I mean, like, just everybody just looks cool, you
Mm.
know?
So
And
does the film circle around Brad and Damson for the most part, or is it there's more to it?
well, I don't want to give anything away because I think part of the joy is what I experienced was really not knowing anything about this movie.
Right.
But I'll tell you one thing that when I came home and started doing some research, and I was on the phone with a friend of mine who is lives in Europe because this is really where it is, and she's like, "Well, that this must be based because this must be based on Lewis Hamilton a little bit," and I was like,
Mm.
"Oh, I imagine it is because this is the first black racer in Formula One and
Right.
famous and barrier breaker and
Yeah.
just so I started googling because I don't follow this world. I am not the
Yeah.
demographics, right?
Neither do I.
But let
None
me
at
tell you, guess whose production company Dawn Apollo Films this movie is?
all. Mm.
It is Lewis Hamilton's company.
Oh, okay. Wow, I did not know that.
Neither did
Yeah.
I. I said, you better go.
No, that's dope.
It says Lewis Hamilton founded the production company Dawn Apollo Films in 2022. Its debut project include F1.
Wow. Wow,
And I'll
that's dope.
tell you how I know that I felt it in my bones. This race car driver, who's a black man,
Hmm.
um, is the number one racer, and there's like a number one racer and a number two racer.
Right.
And so I'm going to tell you a little bit of it. So he's not choking, but the team, so like there's a Ferrari team and a Porsche team and a somebody else and a Red Bull and all these different teams that are doing really, really great. Like Ferrari's like the best, and then Porsche and the others and whatever. Product placement like you ain't never seen, okay? Like you've not
Okay.
seen. I was like, boom, 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 Red Bull. I was like, ching, 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 ching. I was just looking at it. And
Yeah.
they bring in Brad Pitt, who is the gristled, tired racer,
Hmm.
is
He's almost like a legacy driver. Like
well, no, because he oh, God, I don't want to give it away. He didn't quite get the brass ring. Okay.
okay.
And this is a chance for him. He's a player for hire. He goes where someone needs a racer, someone needs a
Hmm.
driver, someone
Okay.
needs, he's the workhorse, right? And so his friend Javier Bardem comes and tells him, "Look, I'm crazy. $350 million for this team, and we're in the last place, and I need you, man, to come in." And he is. There's this movie trope of the older, wiser samurai that comes in, teaches, discipline and all these things, and that's what he
Right.
does. And Brad's, you know, he's openly talked about being having changed a lot of things in his life, and I'll say
Hmm.
no more about that. But he feels different in this movie. He feels really grounded, like very, very grounded in his body, and like in this role, which could almost be ridiculous if he wasn't, right? He's playing this older, wiser man, but if he was still like sort of like not sort of like centered, it wouldn't really work. So there's obviously this sort of like moments of clashing between him and the younger kid. And he's not a kid, he's a man, right?
Right.
But he's a little less confident, a little less disciplined. He doesn't, when asked, why do you do this? He doesn't have the answer other than, the fame, the money, the this, the that.
Right.
And the thing that really struck me, and why this makes sense to me now that I see that he's part of this production, that it's his production company, is because the family and the support system around this character is his mother, this Black
Mhm.
woman, and she is not played in any sort of cliche way. She is this strong, but not, you know, what I'm saying.
Not over the top, not too
She's
intense.
just, she's cooking something delicious and healthy for him. They're in this
Right.
beautiful house or apartment, and she's giving him sage advice that's reasonable and loving, and
Right.
she's protective, but not in this sort of like way, that can feel cliche or insulting. Um, and this is the kind of relationship that it takes for someone to reach this kind of level, right? Somebody
Mhm.
that's in their
Mhm.
corner, that supports them, that has their back. He has a manager that's he calls the mother auntie, so I don't know if it's really his cousin, but it's that sort of hanger on that is a little too interested in the fame and the game. But even when he says to him, "Listen, man, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
I got a game. I got a game. It's like I got a race tomorrow." And the guy's like, "All right, man." Instead of it becoming this thing between them where we don't support each other, we don't lift each other up, right?
Right.
It is such a fully, beautifully realized male Black character that
Awesome.
it makes me really happy to
Hmm.
see that and it not be
Something else.
something else. Yeah,
Right.
it was
Yeah.
like so. Really, I really hope. I'm sure it's going to do great.
Oh
Because
yeah.
not only just the great of like there's a big movie with a lot of marketing. It's actually a good movie.
Right.
It's
And
actually
I think it is going to do well. I mean, from what I've read, within this past week, it grossed over 300 million, or it's
mm.
set to,
Did it? Was
you
it
know,
three or was it two? I thought I read two, but maybe
something. I think it was expected to cross 300 million or something like that.
yeah.
Don't quote me on it
I'm going into the
completely.
computer, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, no worry, did do that for sure. And that's what I read. The One of the thing I do want to see F1, but one of the things that kind of had me a little skeptical
Yeah, tell me.
with this film is early on when they initially announced it. Obviously, they announced it with Brad Pitt and Damson Idris. They released a teaser trailer, and everything looked amazing. These two guys are going head to head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looked amazing. It looked like a very good opportunity and this for the spotlight for Damson Idris, even though he was already a big star from Snowfall and
Yeah.
several other projects. But this was going to be
Spectacular
like
actor.
his
Spectacular.
breakout role film wise.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, after the initial excitement kind of wore down, then they started releasing poster after poster, and you started to see characters being removed from the posters. I'm like, well, where's Damson Idris? Where is Javier Bardem? It slowly began to just be Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
and they started to sell this as solely a Brad Pitt movie,
Yeah.
with everybody else is just kind of behind him.
Yeah.
So I did not like that, from the marketing standpoint, when this is also Damson Idris's time to shine. We already know who Brad Pitt is. We know the movie's going to sell. So that kind of had me a little taken aback.
Yeah.
But I've heard nothing but great things about the movie, and I
Yeah.
still do watch it. I just wasn't 100% sure if I was going to watch it in theaters or was
Yeah.
going to wait until it came to streaming. Another thing that I would say is, if you do get a chance, and we have one, it might be about 45 minutes away from us, but a 4D movie theater where the seats move.
No.
Okay.
No.
From what I heard,
I,
that
I
if you
can't
if
stand
you
when the person next to me's leg shakes.
yes, from what I heard, it brings a certain level of adrenaline on top of
My
what
heart
they're.
was palpitating.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I,
I
I
obviously
like.
I
I
haven't seen it.
can't wait for the DVD to come out because I really hope they do a director's commentary. I want to know how they got these shots. It is so. I mean, there are shots that are just
Yeah,
uh,
and I can
off
imagine. I've
putting.
seen some BTS pictures of cameras mounted to the sides of these
There's
cars.
got to be more though. There's got to be more.
Yeah,
Than that.
yeah,
I mean, like I sometimes I was like, how did they? And the person I went with is in the business, and she was like, that was beautiful. I was like,
wow.
that was beautiful. I mean, we are grown women, Kevin, and we were tee with joy. There
Right.
was a kid in front of me, a packed theater, by the way, packed at 2:30 in
Mhm.
the afternoon on a beautiful Sunday in New York City, packed theater.
Yeah.
And there was a kid in front of me that was just like, it was such a, because it was really not about just Brad. Yes, listen,
Right.
we know the business, right?
Yeah.
And we
Mhm.
understand what gets theater goers excited.
Right, gets people
Also,
in the seats. Mhm.
it's also about what the theaters think that will get people in the seats. It's also
Right.
about overseas. It's also about all of that. And
True.
but even very much like his character,
Mhm.
that situation plays out.
Mhm.
The idea that this team is supposed to be about one person, and another person comes in and gets a lot of glory.
Yes.
But
And
really,
that's really what I was excited
right?
for when the
Yeah.
initial trailer hit, and I saw the two of them kinda seemingly at odds, and it was gonna kinda be, one versus the
But it's
other.
not what you think.
Right, but that's the level of excitement that I had
Right.
initially,
Right.
and I was also excited at the fact that it's Brad Pitt versus Damson Idris. This
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great film," and also Javier Bardem,
Fantastic.
No Country for Old Men. I
Yeah.
I love him as an actor.
Yeah.
Also,
There's some other players in it. There's some other
yeah,
actors that were fantastic. I mean, there's
yeah,
not a weak link in the movie.
good,
And
and
it was a movie going experience. I
mhm,
left happy. It was 2.5 hours. Didn't even
okay.
feel it. Didn't feel it. I went to see the last Mission Impossible. I was like, am I still here? Did I black out? Like, you know, I was
Yeah,
like, I'm still in this movie theater. How is this possible? you know?
yeah,
Um, so I'm hot off the presses with that.
yeah. No, it seems like that's becoming the norm where they're beginning to extend these films
And it's
beyond 2
fine,
hours. If
right?
it's as long as it keeps your interest, keeps you watching, and keeps you on the edge of your seat. That is the main thing. If it's just running and there's, a lot of dry moments, they could
No,
have cut it down,
no, no.
Yeah,
And I got there early enough to see trailers, so there's some good stuff coming
mhm,
down the pike, which was fun. And
right.
if I'm gonna leave my house and go into a movie theater, And really, what's the difference? People say you love movies so much. Why do you say no? That's a streamer. I said, listen. When I go into a theater, I'm braving other people infringing on my enjoyment of a movie. Don't
Yes.
have your phone out. Don't talk. Don't So if I'm going
Right.
to put myself to have that collective experience, right? I want it has to be worth it, or I'm not going.
I agree.
And this was so worth it. So I recommend to you, to anybody listening, and even if you don't want to go to the theater, when this thing comes out, I'm gonna watch it again when it streams. I got a big TV, you know.
Yeah. Well,
um,
I think that you've convinced me to go
yeah.
see it in theaters. Because like I said, I was a little hesitant,
Oh,
and I am a fan of Brad Pitt. I'm a fan of Damson Idris.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, the film looked amazing from the trailers and some of the footage that I saw that was released, and I've heard nothing but good things. It was just those few key things that
Right.
had me a little hesitant.
Well, that's
That's
a
all.
market. That's a marketing guy. That's a
Right.
or
Yeah.
girl or person. That's a
Right.
marketing person's issue. I think that the movie understands that this is about a team of people
Hmm.
winning. And I think that that's what they did. They really it was lovely. It was a lovely, lovely movie. I'm excited. Like if I had a son, I would take him
Hmm.
to see this movie,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
Because it really it shows a black man um being able to listen, being able to learn, being excellent at something,
I love that.
and excelling and becoming a man. Really, he starts out he's still a little childish,
Mhm.
and which is probably where many people who are extraordinary at things can deviate in the road and become not extraordinary because they can't grow,
Right, right.
right? But he grows, and you could really see now it makes sense why Lewis Hamilton made this his first movie and why it's so exactly in the right lane.
It's brilliant that he did that
Yeah,
because he got ahead of it before anybody else could, and for that being his first film out the gate is definitely gonna set precedents for
yeah,
his production
yeah.
company.
All right, so you tell me what did you see that is something I haven't seen or is something what you got?
There's been quite a few films that I've watched over this first half of the year. One of the films that I would say that I enjoyed was Magazine Dreams. And Magazine Dreams is stars Jonathan Majors. It was his big comeback. That film was shelved for quite some time, especially after his ordeal. But then he was able to partner with I don't want to call him a smaller production company, but more like a boutique production company, Briarcliff
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
and then also Zeus. I believe Zeus Entertainment came in as well, and they were able to get that film picked up and put in theaters. And I want to say it had about a 2 to 3 week run in theaters, and then it released on video on demand. But when I say that this was one of Jonathan Major's best performances ever, and he's had some really good performances from even from Creed to him playing Kang in Marvel. He was already on a tear, and then he had to take a break for a little bit. But with this film, I feel like he really went all out
So
for his
so I can
his
stream this tonight.
You can stream this definitely. I think it's still on video on demand. I don't know if it's available for you to pick up on a platform.
Yeah.
I think you still have to rent it
That's
or
okay. No,
buy
no.
it. Yeah.
I love supporting and buying movies. I have no problem. It doesn't have to. I have every streaming service there is. I still buy a
Mhm.
movie when I see it come through, and I have.
Right.
I want to give that money to them. I want people to make
Absolutely.
movies, and I want
Absolutely.
people to go to movies. So
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. Yeah.
Yeah. But Magazine Dreams is about a bodybuilder or about a young man who grows up and is infatuated with bodybuilding, but he has a lot of personality issues. He's very introverted, has trouble speaking, I guess, speaking his mind and getting his thoughts out and for people to understand him. But his love for bodybuilding is to the point to where that's all he thinks about. And he has this dream of one day becoming an elite bodybuilder. And there's a bodybuilder that he's infatuated with, throughout this film. But there's a lot of other underlying things that happen during this story, and if you get a chance to watch it,
Okay.
it is his acting is incredible. And I don't think there's many actors out that are quite like
Wow.
him
All right.
at his level. That's just my opinion.
I know,
I
I remember you texting me about this and
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it. So I'm so glad you reminded me.
Mhm.
Because I'll definitely grab it
Yeah.
and watch it. Because I remember seeing a trailer and
Mhm.
thinking it was beautiful, like the way that it was shot. If I'm, you know,
And
uh,
it was.
yeah.
It is, but the contents of the film is it can be tough to watch at times. Some of the things that he goes through, uh,
Mm,
as
okay.
far as
Well,
why he is the way he is, and then how he's treated throughout the film.
I don't want you
But
to give
yeah,
it away. Don't give it away. But you
yeah,
recommend it. Okay, so
yeah, I
I
would definitely recommend this film
okay,
if you're into um, you know it's a drama, obviously,
okay,
and it's strong acting. If you like Jonathan Majors, if you like anything he's done in the past, this lines up with that. And I'm a fan of Jonathan Majors. I'm a fan of his acting
yeah,
ability, and I think he still has a strong career path ahead of him.
okay. I'm gonna give you one now that you can also stream. But I think you saw it, so I think we can actually talk about this one because I was like, you must see Thunderbolts,
Yes,
the new
yes.
Avengers, right? Is that the full title? Yeah.
The new Avengers and
Okay.
Bob.
I'm gonna start because this is the first time I'm talking about this out loud to anybody other than when I texted you.
Hmm.
I rented it because I love to watch, and this is gonna sound really geeky, but I love to watch um, podcasters watch movies, and
Hmm.
I will play them and then watch something I haven't seen, just so I can like. It feels like I'm watching it with somebody. It's geeky, I know. And there's this amazing team. It's a married couple called the Media Nights.
The
Okay.
Media Night.
Media
Okay.
Nights. And they were like, we're going to watch this. And they're just this adorable couple that watches movies and, and I support them. I like go to their Patreon and
Yeah, for sure.
I love it, cause I love it. And, so I'm watching it and I'm doing other stuff, and I'm hearing them talk. And then all of a sudden, all those themes come up:
Hmm.
depression, sadness, loneliness, grief. And
Hmm.
I found myself crying like a baby during this movie. I could not believe how powerful um, of a movie this was. Did you experience the same thing I experienced with the storytelling, or
For the storytelling, yes, I didn't come to tears, but
okay?
but I thought that it was very introspective,
Yeah,
especially without giving it away. But when they went, between each character and some of their backstory, um, it it got you to the point where like, okay, I further understand why they are who they are today,
yeah.
and what brought them to where they are. And when I tell you, I'm a huge fan of
Mhm.
Florence Pugh. I'm a huge fan of Florence Pugh. She did amazing in Oppenheimer. I wasn't quite sure how she was going to do in a Marvel
Honey,
setting.
she
Yeah,
did her thing. Well, she
yeah.
was in Black Widow, right? I don't
She
know if
was in Black
right
Widow,
watched
right?
the Black
Yeah,
Widows, but there was a depth to this, and what I liked so much about it is that these are the cast-offs, right?
right.
And I don't often feel like the first Captain America. I feel like cast-off, right?
Mhm.
I don't always feel like the first choice, right? I feel
Right.
like the person that wasn't chosen, or the she or I've had a lot of grief in my life, a lot of death in my life. So when she was feeling the grief of losing her sister, I lost my brother. I like that feeling. And I don't know if you've ever struggled with depression. I've struggled with depression. That feeling of when you just don't know how to get out of the hole,
Right.
and that
Right.
black character,
I was gonna say that's really
what it's
the
about. Yes.
yes. Yeah.
And I was stunned by them attacking this kind of topic, especially like, a lot of not just adults who like this stuff, kids go. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so good because, we're in times that you can have all these feelings and you could not know that you can get out of it. And then, when they all like, you can't fight like that. You gotta stop fighting and let others help you. And
Mhm.
I tell you, it really got me. I heard a story once from Aaron Sorkin wrote it in the TV show West Wing. Did you ever, right? And he
I watched a few episodes of West Wing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's called "Oh Holy Night." Maybe is the name of it. I can't remember. If we find it, we'll put it up. But okay, so Aaron Sorkin wrote an episode of West Wing where he talked about what depression feels like, what addiction feels like, what, when you're in a hole feels like, and the way
Mhm.
out is when somebody who's been there shows you the way out. And
Ooh.
this movie sort of showed that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when she was expressing her feelings and her father was fighting for her. And here's the thing that it also struck me: there's a lot of people that don't get out of that.
Right.
Right? There are a lot of people who lean into the fall. Like that first shot of her diving off that, right? That imagery of just falling off.
And she requested to do it
That's right.
herself. Did her own stunt.
Wow. Wow. You mean like in real life?
I mean, obviously she was attached to
Oh,
harnesses and
so she just didn't
whatnot.
fly? Okay.
But yes, as she's jumping off the edge of the building, and then her monologue leading into,
Forget
you
about it.
know, yeah, her sitting there on the bar stool next to the guy who's tied up.
It's fantastic.
It was, and just how they transitioned from what we were watching, and it led into that action sequence was amazing.
Yeah.
But another thing that I liked about it, even though there were those depressing moments, they found the perfect way to intersect humor throughout this entire film, and
100%.
I found it
It was
hilarious.
hysterical.
Yes, yes.
It
I
was
wasn't. I
hysterical.
wasn't planning. I was not planning on enjoying this film as much as I
Well,
did.
I'm so glad that I
Yeah,
pushed and pushed. I was like, "You have to see this."
yeah.
It's so good. I mean, honestly, I would not have seen it had this YouTube couple not go, "We're gonna watch it," and I was like, I don't even. It's like a Tuesday night,
Hmm.
and I just expected to like putz around my apartment, and then it was like, "Oh my god, what is this?"
Yeah,
And then I was locked in, and I was
yeah.
like,
I
"Wow,
was completely ready to wait for it to come on Disney Plus
yeah."
and watch it then. Um, but from time to time, I would see things on the internet, people talking about how good of a movie it was, and how they were surprised at the fact that it didn't get the the critique that it deserved, or the praise that it deserved while it was in theaters or while it was initially released. So there were some underlying, or there were some fans that propped this film up themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess the audience just didn't show up for it in theaters the way it should
It's
have.
it's hard. I mean, it's hard for these
Mhm.
movies to crack through. And
Yeah,
you
but
know,
not only that, I would say it was also part of, I believe it was part of Phase 5 of the MCU,
yeah.
and for a lot of fans, this was probably the least liked phase of the
Mhm,
MCU.
mhm.
So maybe that played a part in it as
Well, there's
well.
also a fatigue, right? I
Mhm.
mean, this has now been a long time journey,
Right.
right?
It had
And
it.
I'm a little exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, you gotta really be giving me some, like, I mean, not for nothing. I was gonna say about Doomsday. I was like, I don't care. You know,
Oh, I'm actually
you're
I'm
into
actually
it.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Um, I'm excited for the Avengers films. Have always been
I love them, but I'll go back and watch one, two, and three.
right.
Right?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
mean, nothing is going to be better than the snap and the back from the snap and the killing of the,
right.
what's his name? I can't remember. Thanos. And I
Thanos.
mean, that last Avengers was hysteria in the movie theaters. I was
Yeah.
hysterical. But then
Yes.
you just want to go home from the wedding. I'm just tired. I want to take off my shoes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Right.
tired. And so,
Mhm.
like, when you Comic Con and whatever, and Robert Downey Jr. is back for this and that, I'm like, okay, what? You know,
Right.
um, I don't know. I just got a little fatigued from it all. So this I
And
didn't. This wasn't even on my radar, honestly.
Thunderbolts. Yeah,
Right.
because it's not a main character
Yeah.
arc within the Marvel universe. It's I've never picked up any of the Thunderbolts comic books. I used to be a huge comic book collector when I was a kid.
What was your
Uh,
favorite comic book?
Obviously, I was definitely a huge Marvel fan. I wasn't that big on DC, besides maybe Superman and Batman. But outside of Superman and Batman,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of DC comics or DC films, except for the Batman and the Dark Knight series only. Dark Knight series and
Have you
this
seen
new
the
Super.
original Batman? Like the original. It's a
Oh,
little ridiculous.
yeah. Yeah.
Keaton?
Well, I've seen the original Batman. I've seen the one with Michael Keaton
Yeah.
and
Christopher
and
Nolan, Michael Keaton. I've watched every single. I love DC. I'm like,
yes,
I think DC. I think if you're Marvel, I'm DC because I love DC. I love
but
like Batman, Superman, Spider Man. Right? No, not Spider Man. Spider Man's Marvel, right?
Spider Man's Marvel.
Right.
Yeah,
My favorite
but
though was Spider Man. I was in love with Spider Man.
oh
I
yeah,
married
man,
Spider.
me too. Yeah, I used to collect all of the
Yeah,
Spider Man comics. I wish I still had them because I'd probably
me
have
too.
a boatload of money.
Yeah, they were in
But
my mother's basement.
yeah, I kept them in the sleeves and everything. I treated it as if they were mint condition. I used to
Yeah.
collect all types of stuff. But um, yeah, Marvel films
Are
for
you excited
me,
about Superman?
I am
I got a
only
ticket.
because of the trailer has sold me, the director has sold me. Um, this looks different than their past attempts at Superman. Obviously, I like the old Christopher Reeve Superman.
Perfection.
Um, yeah, that was my favorite, and they haven't really been able to recreate that. And so I'm hoping with this one they'll be able to pull this
You
off
do not like
and
Henry Cavill?
uh
Mm,
maybe I don't know if it was him or if it was the storyline or it just did not come
it didn't
across
grab
as
you.
strong as
Hmm.
yeah, as strong
Yeah.
as Marvel movies.
I
Now,
liked
obviously
him.
there are diehard Marvel fans and there are diehard DC fans, and I got to stay on the diehard Marvel
Listen,
fan.
I like them both. I
Right.
do like
Yeah.
the Batman story line. Uh, I think that out of all of them, that's Spider Man and Batman are my favorite because I
Right.
like that they're. I mean, Batman's not even really a superhero; he's just rich.
Right. Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
but I like the fragility of Spider Man in some way, even though he's not really. When's that movie coming out? When's the next Tom Holland Spider Man coming out? Do you know?
I believe next year. I know
Why
they're
is that
filming
taking
it.
so long?
Well, because the actors have multiple films that they're working on. I know Zendaya is working on 5 film projects right now.
Girl's booked and
Um,
busy, honey.
yeah, she's working on the Odyssey.
Dune. She's,
Christopher Nolan, Dune. She's working on.
I'm
She's
gonna
the
look it
voice
up.
of the daughter for Shrek.
Oh,
Um,
she is? Oh, that's
yeah.
great. I didn't know that.
She has 2 other things: Euphoria and something else that's
I'm
coming
really
out.
glad she hasn't given that up. That's
This is
sometimes
this
when
is the
they.
this is the final season of Euphoria.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to be high school students, right? It's time to.
Yeah, and then one of the main characters died. The I can't remember his character name, but the one. Did you watch Euphoria?
The first season.
Okay, so then you would know who her dealer is. The young white dude, buzz cut,
Yeah,
hazel
kind of a
hazel
cute kid.
eyes.
Yeah, kind of a cute kid.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I thought it was
And then
good. I
he had
just,
a little brother.
yeah, I don't love shows that sort of make an addiction theme seem, even though it was harsh, kind of, you know, I don't know what the word is, but attractive is what I keep saying in my head, but that's not really it. But I don't know. I watched it. I see the value in it. I know why, people loved it, but, um,
Right.
oh, right. So Tom Holland has the Odyssey coming out. That's what's going to be
Well, they're both in that film. Tom Holland and Zendaya.
good for them.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm,
yeah, and it's Christopher Nolan. So
oh
I'm
gosh, so
also a
that means
big
I won't be able to hear it, right? Why is his audio always so bad? I don't understand.
well, for Oppenheimer, it was on purpose, I believe, but
Was
I
it?
can't
Because I'm
I
like,
can't.
couldn't hear nothing. Bang, 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 couldn't hear nothing. I was
Oh
like,
man.
brother, come on. I mean, I know he's not a brother, but I'm like, can we give some more money to the
Well,
audio department? I'm being
let me tell you, one
he's
thing
a
for sure
genius.
is they.
I'm joking.
One thing for sure, they're gonna make sure that they win an award for something, and if it's not for the film, it's definitely gonna be for the score.
If not, who's doing the score? Do you know?
I want to say it's either Hans Zimmer or
Oh,
it's also I can't think of the guy's name. I want to. It's either I don't want to say the wrong
don't
thing.
butcher it. I can look it
Yeah,
up. You tell me what I'm looking up. I'll look it up. Um. Okay, so let me
but
look.
they always win. They always seem to win for the best score.
Well, I
For
mean, I literally keep like Interstellar on my like that's
oh
like my writing
yeah,
soundtrack. It's
Interstellar, Inception.
Inception,
Yeah,
amazing, amazing.
obviously the Dark Knight.
I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah, Tenet. I was lost in that film.
Did
I
you not
couldn't.
get it? I saw it so
I,
clearly. No, I'm
I
joking.
watched it. I watched it several times, and it took me a minute to. I like the fact of going forward and going in reverse.
Yeah,
But as far as following the story, I was like,
yeah,
what
no,
part of where are we at?
that went over my head,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's okay. I mean, I thought it was beautiful. I was intrigued and locked in, and God, he's just such a good filmmaker.
he is. He's probably one of
He's
my top
so good.
directors.
David
Definitely in the
Fincher, I think,
top.
is my top filmmaker, but I think Christopher Nolan is
Yeah,
there's so many good. I shouldn't even say top, but he's just so good. All right, so I'm just gonna look up the Odyssey. All right, you have another. I have something that can stream. You have something
yeah, sure.
because you said Jonathan Majors movies you can stream. Okay, so I have two. One is, and you tell me which one you want to talk. I don't know if you've seen either. One is Final Destination Bloodlines.
Ooh, so I have not seen that.
Okay, I'm a horror girly, as you know, and Ballerina, John Wick franchise.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen either one of those, and I want to see Ballerina. I just haven't
I'll
had a
start with
chance.
Ballerina. Okay, I'll start with Ballerina. I saw Ballerina in the theater, right?
Mm,
Because I wanted to support the franchise and show up for the Anna de Armas characters storyline, so they can, I just wanted to, do that. I respected the filmmakers enough to do that, and
yeah.
I didn't, I didn't enjoy myself in the movie theater for some reason.
Oh,
Very
okay.
interesting. Like I I thought it was okay. I was like looking at my watch because it's not short, and
Hmm.
I had some. I don't know. I bumped into some stuff.
Hmm.
Then I watched it again the other night, like just 2 days ago, and I thought, let me just watch it again. I'm home, and I loved it. It was so interesting. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't. Maybe it's because sometimes when you don't know what's going to happen, you can. I don't know, anxiety, whatever. I don't know. I was in a weird headspace. Who knows what was going on?
Right,
But
right.
I it was great. I really thought she brought it. It fully is in the John Wick world and feels
Oh, it
like
is.
it. It doesn't feel like it's sometimes you can watch a movie that's in the world of and it doesn't really feel attached to it.
Right.
She is so good. The fighting is unbelievable. That's the one
Yeah.
thing I felt the other day, and the one thing I felt like 2 days ago. Um,
They had to. They had to make it that good
yeah,
because for it to be a part of the John Wick franchise,
yeah.
it
So
had to
it's
live up.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Um, the fighting is amazing. She's a great actress, great actor.
Mhm.
Um, my part of the problem is I could feel when they would bring in Wick, because they bring in the Wick character, John Wick and Keanu in, and I felt like it was like some reshoots. I was like,
Uh,
I could feel it. But then when I saw it at home, it didn't bother me as much. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't care.
yeah.
I thought,
So I do have a fun fact or an interesting
all
fact
right,
to add into that. Even though I haven't seen the film,
okay.
apparently Ballerina is supposed to be set prior to John Wick 4.
Well,
So it's somewhere in
before he,
between.
before he dies,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, they're making John Wick 5. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Um,
So
well,
I
I mean,
do
I knew
not.
it as somebody who knows they cannot give up that franchise, but I don't know what they're going to do. I mean,
Right.
you know,
I
I
mean,
mean, is
we
it
didn't.
me? Do I need to
We
rewatch the movie? Because I thought I saw my man die on the steps, right?
We
And then
saw
we
that,
saw a
but
grave.
we didn't see him put him under 6 feet
All
under.
right, I'll listen. If if Dexter can come back, then John Wick can come back, and I'm
Oh,
okay with either.
I'm a huge Dexter
Oh,
fan.
oh,
Tell me,
oh! I can't wait.
yes, I can't wait
I
either.
can't wait. I
Did you
love Michael
like
Scofield.
Dexter Origins?
I
Did you
love
like
Saul.
the origin story?
I
Okay.
know. I don't. I don't even care. I loved every second of seeing that character.
Mhm.
I didn't even dislike the eighth season. You know how people are like
Right.
hating on the
I
eighth
loved
season?
it. Yeah.
I didn't hate the ending. The
No.
only thing that bothered me was that Deborah, spoiler, Deborah died, right? I didn't love that because I thought so the only character that was really like honest and true gets killed. I was like, it felt a little misogynistic to me. But
Well, I know I think I know the reason why. I mean, I don't know if they've ever announced it or made it, public or whatever the case may be, but they were married, even though they were brother and
oh no,
sister
I
on the
knew.
show.
Oh
They were
yeah.
married.
Yeah, but no, but not near season 8. They got it earlier. They did like two
Oh,
seasons after they had broken up.
okay, got
The
it.
most
Okay,
professional couple I've ever heard of in my life.
you got to keep it. You got to keep the
They were
the
like,
working.
"Yeah, we're okay. We'll handle
Right.
it."
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Um, yeah, it was a book series. I don't know if you've ever read the book series.
I never read the
Never.
books. But I started from season one, from the very beginning. I was like, I just turned it on one day. I was like, what is this? And
So good.
never
Yeah.
stopped.
So if they can
And
bring back Dexter
yeah,
Morgan, then they can bring back John Wick. So we in
right.
agreement on that. All right. So Ballerina, it's really enjoyable, violent, very creative with the ways people die. Where you're like,
Mm,
ooh, ooh. I mean,
yeah,
like really
yeah.
good. And then the second one I mentioned. And did you watch any of the Final Destinations?
Oh yeah, I watched the ones early on. I just haven't watched this last,
Okay.
the Bloodlines. I Obviously I do know some about it
Oh
because
no, somebody
I
spoiled
cover
it.
it. No, because I cover it for press,
Okay. Okay.
for the media, but I didn't get a chance to actually watch it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do plan on watching it, especially for those particular scenes.
Yeah. It's enjoyable. That I saw in the theaters as well, and the theater was uproarious. People
Wow.
were screaming and carrying on, and uh, you know, there's just such a fun, you know, dark humor to those movies that people really love. And I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, I actually got choked up uh, when oh god, his name is escaping me. I'm so sorry for that. Not Tony Hill.
Tony Todd.
Tony
Tony Todd.
Todd, right. I was saying Tony Hill. I was like, who's that? That's the guy from Goodfellas. Um, uh, was his last scene.
Yeah,
My
that's
God,
what
you know what?
I
In Ballerina too, the guy who played the
yes.
oh my
Oh man, I can't remember his name, but
yeah,
he was also on the Continental show as well.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
Um, when you is it just that we've reached the age
Oh no, we lost them both.
around the same
You know,
time. Their movies come out
right?
around the same time. I mean,
Yeah.
geez Louise. Anyway, so those are two streaming movies that I would definitely recommend. You got anything else?
Of course, I'm going to root for Ironheart. I did watch Ironheart. The series is only 6 episodes. It's
Okay.
really good. Um, it's executive produced by Ryan Coogler. Dominique Thorne is the person who plays. Um, she's the main character, Ironheart, and there's
I'm
also
looking at it
Anthony
here.
Ramos,
Okay.
and all star cast.
You loved it?
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job. Even though it's 6 episodes, I loved how they put everything together. I loved the storyline was good. It's it's a nice, neat package, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And
It's season
it
one.
Season one,
Okay.
and even with like the how they do the title cards in the beginning of every episode,
Yeah.
uh, it's I don't want to give it away,
Okay,
but
then don't. Because I
it's
want to see this
interesting how
too.
I just like to see how they do things different for every single episode. The title card is
Oh, I
completely different.
love that.
Yeah, and it's creative. It's really super creative. Black showrunner, black director,
Oh, I love that.
and for the most part, black and brown cast.
Okay.
And then Sacha Baron Cohen is in it as well.
Okay.
But I don't want to give away,
All right. Yeah.
what.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. And
But,
then I want you to watch. I don't know if you told me. Did you watch The Bear 1 through 3?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yeah,
I don't know if you saw season 3 or liked season 3. I did not
I
like
did.
season 3. You liked it.
There's a lot of people who did not like season
Yeah.
three. And
I
there
did
were a
not.
few. There were a few slow moments for
Yeah.
sure, but I liked it for its. It was more artistic, I think, and it kind of gave a little of the backstory.
Yeah. But
Um,
yes. But like, we don't have to debate this. I'm just gonna say.
yeah. There now we're back, right?
Right.
We're back.
We're back.
Yes.
And I think, like, look, the pendulum swung, right?
Mhm.
Um, that third season felt real storytelling. Like everybody, I don't know anybody who would disagree with me on this, that Fork was the best episode they wrote of that season 2, like Fork.
Mhm.
And, also the episode when the black pastry chef went to Amsterdam. I can't remember the episode's name,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and they were getting a lot of success with those stories that went into those characters' lives and really really waded into the water. That was
Hmm.
season 2. Season
Hmm.
3, they tried to repeat this process. I'm done now. I want you to move the story along. And I was really frustrated that the entire season we were waiting on a review. I was like, are you kidding me? Pull the
Hmm.
band-aid off the thing.
Right.
Um and I was almost hesitant to even say it to people because you sound like you're, and then everyone was like, oh, I kind of felt the same way. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. But so this season I binged the entire thing in one sitting.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I did. I did that for all 3 seasons,
yeah,
honestly. And I was late on the Bear, to be
yeah, me
honest with you.
too.
I didn't start season 1 until season 2 had come out, and it was
Yeah, me
fully out.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the bear, again, I don't know if I'm the demographics for the bear, right? I mean, I know that, I know there are people of color in it. And I'm not to say that that's the only thing I watch, but, I,
Oh
you know,
no. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that marketing until much later. I actually heard people going, yes, chef, yes, chef, yes, chef. And I was like, what's
Right.
this about? And they were like, oh my God, it's this show called The Bear. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let me peep it out. And then I sat down for like a whole weekend and watched the same thing. I like binged it. And then season
Yeah.
3 came out and I was like not pleased. And then I
Mm.
waited. I don't know if they dropped season 4 all at once or if they piecemealed it out.
Yes. No, they dropped it all at once this time.
I will intentionally not touch anything until it's dropped because I don't know what happened. I thought we had a plan. I thought the streamers and us agreed. We pay them and they drop shit. All of
Right.
a sudden, it's 1988, and I'm waiting every Sunday for the Gilded Age to come on at 9 p.m. I'm like, what? What? This is old. Like they just will not give up
No.
this plan,
They lure you in, and then when they got you where they want you,
right?
they
But I
bring it
refuse
right back to
to.
you.
I refuse. I just go. I'll
Mhm.
wait. I don't care.
Mhm.
You know.
The reason why I chose to watch The Bear
Yeah.
was, for one, they were raking up awards left and right, for season 1, and then when season 2 dropped, I didn't have anything to watch that weekend. I was like, let me cut it on. And I watch a lot of Food Network. I watch a lot of food shows.
Yeah.
I'm not that good of a cook, but I like
Right.
watching them.
Yeah.
So when I found out that The Bear was about you know cooking and
Yeah.
food and all that, I was like, okay, this might be interesting. I haven't really seen a show that kind of gives the behind the scenes of what it's like to run a restaurant. And I was also fans of he used to play Lip on Shameless. I
Uh,
don't know if you ever watched
Alan
Shameless.
White,
Yeah,
Jeremy Allen White,
yeah,
who looks
yes,
exactly like Gene Wilder, by the way. I don't know.
yes, he does. Yeah, he should
Short
play
he
Willy
is.
Wonka.
He should. It's not like, I mean, honestly, someone
Yeah,
needs to like write that script. I don't know it's
right,
crazy when you see the
right.
side by side. Oh, I remembered what I wanted to tell you.
Yes, yes, please.
New Jordan Peele trailer dropped in the movie theater.
For him? Is it for him? Have you not seen the
I
trailer
don't watch
before?
trailers. I don't watch trailers. I don't want to be spoiled.
Oh,
I don't like to be spoiled at all. So I like to go
okay.
in. And
So
now
I
no.
will I will tell you,
Hmm.
I was corrected myself online because I initially posted saying that this is the new Jordan Peele film. Jordan Peele is the executive producer, but he is not the director. Is Justin Tipping is
All
the
right,
director.
Justin Tipping, because
Yes,
I didn't see his name up on the thing when I was in the movie theater.
exactly. Like they're using Jordan Peele's name
Oh,
as
so
leverage,
like
obviously.
literally a Jordan Peele, like it was like Jordan Peele, and I was like,
Yeah,
ooh. And it even looks like, it has the tones of that, and it's
yeah.
like from
But I was
the mind of this
quickly
and this and this and this and this, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know he was coming out with a new movie.
I was quickly corrected online. So from that point on, obviously I did my research, my
Yeah,
homework
thank
first,
you for the correction.
and
I appreciate that.
from there, Justin Tipping and Jordan Peele is the executive producer. It's kind of like what he did with Monkey Man, and I think there was like one or two other films where he was
Wait, did he
executive.
do the Monkey Man or the Monkey?
No, it's the Monkey Man.
Oh,
Monkey
okay.
Man.
The Monkey was Stephen King. Right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then Monkey Man was with Dave Patel, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Directed by, produced by. He better
Wow.
work, Dave Patel.
Yeah, and according to Jordan Peele, it was a independent project or a smaller budgeted film, and he watched it on a whim, and he said, "Why is this film not getting the major push that it deserves?" And so he came on board as the
Yeah,
executive producer and got it into theaters.
yeah. I saw it on streaming. I didn't see it in the theaters, but
Yeah.
and then there was another movie that trailer was based on a Stephen King book that
Oh, let me ask you
The
this.
Long
So
Walk
there's
or something like that.
oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not familiar.
Long Walk. Keep that trailer.
Okay, but there's another show that I don't know when it's coming out. It's coming out this year for sure,
Hmm.
but it's also based on Stephen King's, based on it. It's called Welcome to Derry.
No, absolutely not.
Do you not like that?
I listen. You know how much I love horror movies.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
a series.
I don't play with that clown, dude.
Right, with me
I
either.
don't. I don't play with that clown. I don't play with that.
I figured you would love that
I don't
because
know
it's horror.
why that I haven't seen the new It with what's his name.
Neither have I. Neither have I.
I it honestly I don't know. I read the book.
I
I
don't
love
blame you.
Stephen King's books. I've
Me
read
too.
the book. The book
Yeah,
terrified
and
me.
the book was like this
Yeah, the
thick.
book was
Yeah,
huge. It could really, like, those bumps that used to be like old people used to get the bumps, and then
yeah.
that's a book. It smashed a little bump on you. It was just
Right.
like no, no, no. I remember like Tim Curry did the first It,
Hmm.
and I was
And
like, I ain't playing with that.
yeah, that gave me nightmares
Yeah,
for quite some time as a kid, man.
Bill Skarsgård. That was the kid
Yeah,
that played.
it was
Yeah,
Skarsgård, right.
yeah,
I may watch it. I may watch the series. I have not watched it. The two new It's really. I
yeah.
haven't watched either one of those, but I might watch the series because the series looked pretty good, and I don't watch a whole lot of horror, but this one for some reason I like the trailer. It looked interesting, so I might give it a chance.
I'm about to watch the
And
series.
and there's probably more to the story than just focusing on the clown.
Well, I just realized in talking to you right now in this second what I don't like about that particular movie. I get really uncomfortable when kids are put in danger.
Mm.
And I think that's part of what I don't like about it. I don't like that. I don't
And
like
it's
preying on
luring.
children. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say it's luring
Yeah, I
kids
don't like
too.
that. That really, it's just, it's so disturbing. It's like I'm also
Right.
not like a fan of like dog movies. Like movies like I remember seeing Cujo when I was a young girl and being like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that again. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was I read the book. I love the book. I saw the movie. I couldn't take it. I was like,
Yeah.
let me out.
Yeah.
You know, like it's in 28 days later, 28 weeks later has that dog scene where the dog is chasing him.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
So this So 28 days and then 28 weeks, and now we have 28 years, which I hear good things, I hear bad things. I'm gonna go see it.
Right. I hear mixed messages
Yeah,
about.
and I'll go see it just because I don't know, why not? And
And it's also one of the first films completely directed by purely iPhones.
yeah, with like $40,000 lenses. It's not like
Well, yeah, yeah,
this
obviously,
papa.
yeah,
They're not like
right,
la, 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 la.
right.
Listen, must be real. They're like,
Yeah,
used only by iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm like, with a 40 grand, you know,
right.
lens and a thing and a thing. Come on,
All
y'all.
right, all the modular
Come
attachments and
on. Let's
everything.
not, you know, it ain't Blair Witch. You know what
Right,
I
true,
mean? Like
true.
that
Nobody's
was
really
a
been able
one
to
and done.
recreate them. Yeah, I like. To be honest with you, I like Blair Witch. I liked. Oh my God, what is it
Yeah,
called?
don't sleep on Blair Witch. Paranormal Activity was also shot for Super Bowl.
Paranormal Activity, but there was another one, and oh, it's like one of. It's actually one of my favorite movies. I thought it was really interesting how they did it.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Oh
Because I remember the
yes,
creature was like really, it was very late to reveal, but also very
yes.
good design.
But
And
it was the way it was filmed. It was Cloverfield and then Cloverfield Lane.
hmm
Um, but the way it was filmed was almost like that first person POV,
yeah,
and it brought you into what it made it feel more real because it wasn't filmed with like obviously Cloverfield Lane was filmed normal,
Cloverfield
but
Lane was so scary.
it was,
John
yeah,
Goodman is really good at that, like
yeah.
flip the creepy, scary. Is he nice? Is he terrorizing? Why am I in a bunker?
He
You
should do more of those. He really should do more drama led things, I think. Um, Another thing I'm looking forward to with Dexter coming back is the guy who played on Modern Family is one of the killers.
Jonathan Lithgow.
No, not Jonathan
Oh,
Lithgow. One of the gay guys, the heavyset gay guy from Modern Family. He's one of the killers.
oh my God, he's really good. What's his name?
Oh
It
man,
was in the couple. He was in the yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
my nose is running. Hold on.
I like John Lithgow as well, but
The Trinity Killer was the best killer in the whole series. Season 4, best season.
that was the best season. That
It was
was,
unbelievable. I remember watching it live, like
yeah.
when he
Eric
was like,
Eric
"Hello,
Stone.
Dexter Morgan." That was like the name of the episode, and I was like, "This is just the best damn thing I've ever seen on television."
Eric Stone Street is the guy.
Ah,
Mhm.
all right. What's Jordan Peele doing? What's he? Is he got a movie coming out?
He does, but I don't think it's set to release until next year.
Okay.
Um, I think he's currently working on it. I think he gives himself plenty of time, and in the meantime, he attaches himself to other projects to stay. I mean, obviously, I think he attaches himself to things that he likes, but it's also a good tactic to stay relevant while you're taking your time with your film.
Yeah. Well, there's something called Wendell and oh no, that's old. Sorry.
Yeah, that's like stop animation, claymation.
Um,
No,
I'm
wow.
excited to see what he's gonna do next. I'm excited to see
Well, let me ask you: Were you a fan of
him
Nope and Us?
of what? Oh,
Nope and Us.
um,
A lot
yeah,
of people were on the fence with Nope,
yeah.
but
I
I, I think a lot of people were on the fence with Us too. But I
okay.
like them both.
So here's what I felt about Us. I felt that Us was really smart, and the story was really smart, and I liked the turn at the
Hmm.
end.
Hmm.
Um, but it wasn't. It didn't lean in enough to the primal fear. That's to
Yeah.
me what makes a horror movie really good and what really clicks in, like scared to go in the basement, scared of the doll coming alive, scared of what's outside the window, whatever, scared to go to your girlfriend's house for the weekend because, because they're
Yes.
racist, well, it's like being in love with someone who's actually trying to hurt you. That's a scare. That's a
Hmm.
primal fear,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
I think that that's where us kind of missed it for me. Like I wasn't scared on that visceral level.
Right.
I was scared. Like they had scenes that were scary. Um, Even though you go into a fun house, and that those are always a little creepy.
Oh, the mirrors.
Right, the mirrors.
Yeah.
Had they peppered in a little bit more of that kind of thing, I think I might have stayed a little more connected to it. Nope. Um, I thought Nope was like visually startling. It was such a visually beautiful movie.
It
Um,
was.
and the acting was so good. I remember that. And I loved the way it started with that with the monkey and the and not really knowing what was going on, and then and like how like his father died on the horse and all that. But I think where it disconnected for me, and it's not to say that I didn't enjoy these two movies, but for me, where it doesn't go into full like where I'm frightened,
Mhm.
was the alien didn't scare me.
Yeah, the alien was not scary at all. It kind of looked like a cowboy hat. Uh, but then again, we don't really know what aliens look like,
Right,
right?
right.
And they made it, obviously it wasn't a ship, it was a life form
Yeah.
that was
So,
moving
I mean,
around.
listen, but it's just like M. Night. I don't think that
Right.
means anything that, I
Mhm.
will always go and support these artists that are trying to write original new ideas and push the envelope, and I applaud them,
Mhm.
and I will often go back and watch something again because sometimes I just might like Ballerina. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind in the movie theater. And then when I sat down and watched it in my house, I was like hooping and hollering. I was having so much fun.
Yeah.
So you know, uh,
Mhm.
it's like the Sixth Sense, like Sixth Sense was brilliant, Get Out was
Yeah.
brilliant, and
Classic.
then they
Yeah.
just keep trying to like get the next thing that's the right thing, and sometimes they're perfect and sometimes they're not. I'm sure he's gonna do something extraordinary. So it's so funny. That's why I thought when I saw him, which looks good,
Mhm.
um, I thought, oh, all
Yeah.
right, Jordan, you're doing something.
So what are your thoughts initially of what you saw from him? What do you think the over like the storyline is gonna be?
Um, can I be honest with you? I don't even remember. I saw 17 trailers. Uh,
That's true.
um,
Yeah, I think it's gonna have something to do with CTE
All
and,
right, so I'm looking here. Oh, you do? Okay. Let
yeah,
me look at it
like
again. It says the movie centers around a young football player. Right.
mhm.
Right. That was
I
the
think
trailer with the
that's
football thing. Okay.
yeah, uh-huh.
Um, oh yeah. I don't know what it's gonna be about.
Me either, but I'm
I
interested in watching
Raymond
and
Wayans, it's so good. Like the
yeah.
trailer is not it's coming back to me. The trailer was so good. But now that you say to me, what do I think it's about? I have no earthly idea. I
I honestly think it might have something to do with CTE, and then, once he has that, the symptoms of CTE bring forth the hallucinations of some of the things that he sees. But that's just
well,
that's
I
my
mean,
guess.
they use a lot of black men in a very
Mhm,
dangerous sport
mhm,
to their brains,
yeah,
right?
mhm. And then also Tyreek Withers is also in the new. I think I know what you did last summer.
I saw that. I didn't see the trailer, but I saw the poster.
Mhm.
That's not one of my franchises.
I know what you did last summer, or like Scream, or
No, no,
I grew up.
no,
I grew up with
no,
all of
no,
those.
no. Scream is my shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I've seen that. I know what you did last summer, and I saw the
Mhm.
first one and the second one. I think the best thing for me that I think Freddie Prinze Jr. and what's her name, Sarah Michelle Gellar, are still together and
Mhm.
married. That like I'm like, yay for them, But I didn't. I don't know those movies. They're not my. It's not my
They
thing.
didn't, they didn't grab you.
No,
Yeah.
you love those movies though. Are you excited about that?
No, it just brings me back to childhood. That's
Yeah.
all.
Scream
Yeah.
is. I don't know what they're going to do for the next one because they've kind of got themselves into a little bit of trouble with the actors cutting them
Yes.
off just because they were vocal about stuff, and they're like, I'm like, why are you messing with a franchise that you rebooted? Like, are you crazy? Like, if they do the next one, Nev has to be there. If they don't have Nev, what are they doing? Don't make me go deep on Scream, okay? Because in three, the one in Hollywood, right, she
Right.
fell in love with the police officer
Right.
played by
Right.
Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
That's who I think his name is Mark. And I think
Mhm.
she went off and they got married and had kids, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if they could bring them back,
And have a storyline from
I don't
there.
know. I mean, that's the only way they could, if they get rid of the two new characters that they rebooted. And you know what? Quite frankly, they could because there is a lingering storyline that's still unsettled, which is whether Matthew, with the Stu character, right, in the first
Yeah.
scene, right?
Yeah.
When he got hit with the TV and the scuttlebutt. is that he didn't die, right? That's the hook,
Right,
right?
right.
Everybody's like in debate about this. I was from the camp that he did die, but I've been
Mm.
brought over to the other side because I think that would be quite cool if he comes back and he's the final Scream and he is Scream again, and then he goes after Nell and Courtney. I said it. There it is.
All right. All
That
right.
would be fucking
Writers, pick it up. Let's go.
That would be so good. That would be, they would still have to try to, have to do something that balanced out.
The close out that chapter.
Yeah, they would have to do something to, because it's also a quadrant thing, right? Like if you think about
Yeah.
the quadrants of movies and the different people you attract, they would be
Yeah.
losing a large younger population that they just gained, right?
Well, they could act. They could bring in two new young actors. Have the storyline happen maybe in the city next door, or like maybe a few miles away or something like that. And
Yeah.
it could start from the beginning. It could start at the beginning where like it's a news story of what happened in the last, and then somebody's watching it on their TV, but
You know what
they
I
live
think? You know what else I think it could be? I think that because Sydney's up in that house, like remember the one where she's like has the gate with the dog, like she's up there
right.
living with her man up there with the babies and what have you. It could be someone from that town, some young character from that town, and she's
Yeah.
drawn out of the private life,
Hmm.
and maybe something I don't know, but they've got to do something. I can't have it just disappear. That
Right.
and Saw, because Saw X was.
So I haven't. I
You don't say it. Don't say you haven't seen Saw X.
I have not. I like all the early
Saw
saws.
Saw X
Mm.
is as good as like the first four.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was so tickled that they pulled that off. I really was. I can't even I don't even want to tell you a single thing about the story because it was that good. It was that good. Um I thought, wow, I love when writers and producers do that. I love it when directors are able to take something and continue to reinvent it and make it great. I just find that so satisfying.
There is one series that I did watch. I want to say, was it this year that it came out? The Penguin. Did you watch that? The Penguin. Oh my god.
Oh
Oh my god.
my God.
Man.
Genius. I wish I could
Yeah.
watch it again for the first time.
Yes. The Penguin was
Genius. That
excellent.
is DC in its
If
perfection.
they could make that
Yeah,
if they could do that
yeah.
into films, then they.
But they can. They've just got to get somebody who really gets it. Like if you saw like Robert Patterson's Batman, did you
I
see that?
did, and I did, and I
You
didn't
didn't
really
like
like it.
emo Batman.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
loved it. That's
no.
where they got that penguin from,
Right, and
right?
right,
And
yes,
that
but
was
I was,
early
I like,
Batman. That was I'm
but
gonna
Colin
let me
Farrell.
defend. That was
Okay,
early Batman before he
yeah, right,
was Justice. He was
right,
Revenge, right? And he learned,
right.
and it was definitely different. It was young. He was like, I'm angry, and
Hmm.
then he turns to lead the people out with the light. You didn't like
Yeah,
that,
yeah. I like the first 10 minutes of that movie,
okay?
and I like the car chase scene,
Yeah, and the
and
procedural stuff.
yeah, and then obviously I like the Penguin, but then
Yeah,
when the Penguin show came out, I was all in on the Penguin.
yeah. The
Like
penguin was
I
brilliant.
would love to see. I mean, obviously they're working on the next season,
Yeah.
and I think Colin Farrell signed on to be in the next season as well as in one of the new Batmans as the Penguin.
Matt Reeves is it Matt Reeves again?
It might be.
Yeah,
I
I
honestly
hope so.
don't know, but
Directing the first one. Yeah, he I don't know. I almost would suggest you watch it again. I don't know. You might
yeah,
take a different I
I
I
love
just thought it was, I thought Batman was so good, and I didn't expect to like it because geez Louise, we've had so many Batmans.
yeah.
Um, and
It's something about the dark version that
yeah,
they do so well.
yeah, it's good. I
Hmm.
don't know, it's good, and I loved the Penguin, and yeah, I'm laughing at myself because I don't really see too many. I'm not like into the comedy thing, Like I'm like, oh my god, I'm thinking about all the stuff I like. I mean, even though the bear is kind of funny, but
Hmm.
it's a little dark. It's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
dark.
I wouldn't even put the bear in a category of comedy, even though they win in the comedy
Yeah,
category.
it's trauma
Um,
comedy.
yeah, but I do like that show for
Yeah.
sure. All right,
All right,
all
my
right.
friend. I will,
Yeah, great.
Kevin. It's good to see you as always,
Yes.
and I'll catch up with you in a couple weeks.
All right, let's do it.
All right, bye.
I take care.